Solicitors, and we are sticking with Ironman. Gord, it was great, by the way, wasn't it, to talk to Ollie Simon just now? He was on good form, talking about his amazing effort at Ironman, winning the swim, winning the bike, and just picking up that injury, but very humble, wasn't he?
Very humble. He was obviously bitterly disappointed that he didn't finish in the way that he had dreamt of doing, a Tenby boy winning that Ironman. But he can be proud of his efforts. Ollie's a fine athlete, and he'll be back again. I'm no doubt about that, Ben.
And with us now, we've got Mark Edwards, who has just done Ironman number 24 in Tenby. Your story is amazing, Mark, and you've told us about it before, because you couldn't even swim when you first started training for Ironman. And Ollie's just told us he's got to take some credit for your swimming lessons, hasn't he?
He has. He really has. Ollie and Claire Davis. But Ollie, I had a number of lessons with him, and yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. I think it took me about 25 strides up, to do 25 meters, and Ollie I think it took him about 3. So he was just. It looked as if he was going to sleep swimming next to me, and I was. So, yeah, he's amazing. But yeah, fantastic. He really helped me 100%.
Well, look, your third Ironman of the year, and one more still to come. How was Ironman Wales for you in the heat on the bank holiday weekend?
It was, and it makes such a difference. I did Frankfurt a few years ago. I think it was 6 years ago, and it was 42 degrees there. I think on Saturday it was something between 28 and 30. But it was a lot flatter course in Frankfurt. But it makes such a difference. Yeah, huge difference, because obviously we're not used to it. We train in the weather that we've got now, raining, windy or whatever. But once the heat comes and the humidity, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a tough course anyway, Tenby. I think Ollie thinks he's been caught out a little bit by the weather as well, because he had a fantastic swim, cycled well, and then the heat of the day, you've got to run that marathon as well.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of the athletes would have got caught out by that, because we don't get that sort of weather in Pembrokeshire. Only on the odd a week or two we had it in the summer, and that's it. I mean, training as well, Mark, you would know, you're probably in hail, rain, and all sorts of weather preparing, and then on a weekend that you've got to do the Ironman, it's possibly the hottest weekend of the year.
Yeah, it was, and that's the difference. In Ireland a few years ago, it was windy and raining, so that suited us perfect, because that's what we're training. But there was a lot of people that caught them out because they train in weather like we had last Saturday. So that's such a good thing with Ironman. You never know, if you drink too much water in the sea or whatever. I had quite a lot of athletes on Sunday were sick because of the heat and whatever else. It'll catch you out on so many, and it's hard to explain. You go into it thinking I feel good, but there's so many black spots in there.
Yeah, that was your 24th Ironman, Mark. Incredible to think that you've done that amount from somebody who couldn't actually swim.
No,
but Ollie Simon is one of the guys that taught you, and now your goal is now, what is it? Is it going to be, you're obviously going to have a quarter of a century one?
That's coming up. That's coming up.
How many more times are we going to see Mark Edwards at Tenby for the next 20 years? Or
well, hopefully I'll keep going until my legs stop. But I'll certainly keep going. So I try and go as far as I can, 50 or whatever. But
have you got any more planned this year?
We've got Israel now on November the 3rd. So, we're going out to that. Myself and Will Smallman and some of my family are going. So, so it'll be fantastic.
Mark, you are an Ironman addict, I think, aren't you? And it's an inspirational thing, I think, that, and Gordon is right. It's fantastic. But why Ironman? What is it that makes it so addictive?
I think because you never know, because it's such a brutal sport, and because I never did any sport, when I was younger. I went straight into work when I was about 16. It's just, on the day it's brutal, but the next day it must be, like I keep saying, women having babies. They say never again, but they do have babies. It's just, I know it's, for me, it is addictive. I don't know.
In terms of your own health and fitness, though, is it it must have just done work wonders for you, because you've got to be so physically fit to do an Ironman.
Yeah, I think so. And that's the thing, when you have to get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, if I didn't sign up for this, I wouldn't. I'd just say, I'll go tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes, isn't it? Because Ben, it's to keep you motivated, to keep training. And the more Ironman I do, the less training I have to do. So it's
you've done so many this year. You must be permanently in an Ironman training block, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's really good that way. And as you say, it's it makes you feel good. I'm nearly 60. I'm 60 next year. So especially when you pass, like the 20-year-olds on the bike, or when you're running or whatever. It's just a fantastic feeling. Yeah.
Wow. And as Gordon just alluded to, you're not done yet for this year. So you go to Israel, as you said, 3rd of November. Any target for there, Mark?
It's a much flatter course. So if I could be, around 11 something, I'd be delighted with that. Something, yeah. In Italy, it was 11:50, 11 hours 50 minutes. So anything around there would be amazing. Yeah.
And Kona to come, the World Championships as well, because you've got a good for age place.
Yes, yeah. So Kona next October. So that'll be amazing. Yeah, it's out of this world to think, that we can go there. So it's really good.
So obviously, Mark, you say you don't want to train too much. So obviously you've got a few Ironmans up your sleeve before you get to the Ironman in Tembe and the Kona one in October. So have you sort of thought where you're going after that? After you've done Israel?
We've got, next year is Poland, Ireland, and then Wales and Kona. So
fair play to you. Fair play to you.
Yeah.
So take my hat off to you. Well done, mate.
Yeah,
fantastic effort.
Yeah,
I know your journey better than anybody, but it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I can tell you as a friend, it's not easy to do what you're doing, and you're making it sound like it's just a walk in the park, but it's not.
It's just being consistent.
You're dedicated. You're really dedicated, and you've done a brilliant job. Fair play to you, and I wish you all the best.
And listen, we are going to have to go.
I can tell you, I won't be joining you.
Everyone. Mark, everyone's got a run in them, haven't they? Yeah, everyone's. I always say everyone's got a marathon in them. Everyone can do it.
100%. I always say it's being consistent.
And a swim and a cycle, then, Ben.
Yeah, that's the thing with Ironman. That's where it's really seriously tough. Mark, you come back and talk to us when you've done Israel in November. We would love to have you back on the show then. We are going to have to go, Gordon, I'm afraid, because KT is standing by in Haverfordwest. Yeah, the mood train is on the way. Mark, you're an inspiration. It is always good to talk to you. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
We will go. We'll be back next week.
You,
KT's next on Pure West.